What's up, everybody? My name is Kyphxr, and welcome back to Kult Rising. Tonight we are going to be working on the clicker game, which, as you can see, has once again changed drastically. But I'm really happy with where the game's at right now. I'm still calling this a clicker game. It's really more of an idle game than a clicker game. But this is pretty much finished, or at least it's close enough to the point where it's just about ready to launch. And so either tonight or tomorrow I'm gonna get it set up on Steam. But for right now, what we're doing is, and as you can see, it's pretty simple right now. You just have these little drones. I have the character model over here, but he's just there for scale. But you have these little drones that walk back and forth and they collect resources. And so you can collect building materials, or you can collect fuel out here. I need to fix that text. But then it'll take it back and forth to the base. And then as you gain materials, you can do different things, but a pretty standard pretty standard idle game. And then this down here is the clicker. As you collect items, you can recycle them through clicking, and then that increases your VEC, which is the currency. And then you can upgrade that as you make more money. All pretty standard, but that's what we're working on at the moment. Right now, what we're working on specifically is the ability to, once you have more than 3 spice here, you'll be able to spawn a second one. Not that. And so then you can keep doing that, and then the idea is once you have 5, I think that's what I'm going to do. Once you have 5, you'll be able to combine them together and do a larger drone that's more efficient. And then that'll be the sort of progression system. So the two things that we're focusing on right now are the ability to combine drones together. And then after that, we need to work on the save. The saving for the actual currency works properly. I just need to integrate the actual drones themselves so it saves however many drones that you found so far. And then I guess we do need to add the spice and the materials here too. But that's what we're working on right now. It's a little bit hard to tell at the moment. I still need to add a little bit more of post-processing effects, but this is meant to be underwater. We've moved to underwater now instead of in space. And I can turn the quality up here for a second just so we can get actually I should save before I do that. Just so we can get an idea of what it's gonna look like more as an actual game, because my computer can't really handle it in the editor. But as you can see, it becomes a lot more atmospheric whenever you have the actual volumetric lights here. And then there's going to be one here on each side of the station that sort of like shifts back and forth. The controller is fully movable, so you can explore the ocean. We're going to expand, I'm not sure exactly what. We're going to keep this same navigation system. It doesn't work anymore because obviously the planets aren't here. But I think we're going to do have different stations set up in different locations that you can unlock, and then you'll use this navigation menu to jump between the different stations. But the map itself doesn't really have anything. You can zoom out pretty far. I'm also debating whether or not I want to change this edge detection, because as you can see, you can always see the edge detection. And so I might add a distance filter to that, because I'm not sure. I do like it to some degree that you can kind of get a vague idea of what you're looking at. I guess it's not even vague. You can kind of see what you're looking at from the distance as you approach it. But I do like the edge detection, so I might honestly just make it really short, because as you can see, I have it turned off for the top of the base here just because of how much geometry is in it, and it was crashing my computer. So I honestly might just set it to a really short view distance, and then that way things that are out in the actual ocean here, you won't be able to see the outlines of. but at the same time, I do kind of like the look of like being able to see this like out here. I also need to make it so you can't do this, because you can just put the camera all the way through the ground. But basically this level is, I guess, level 7 of the Backrooms, floor 7. I think that's the water one. I'm pretty sure that's right. But we're essentially making a floor 7 idle game for the Backrooms, and this is going to be kind of the, not the starting area, but this is going to be kind of the main mini game for the temp space area that I showcased in the state of the game video. But I'm really happy with where this is right now. It's a lot more, I'd say, inspired than it was as just like the space clicker game, because that was literally just a clicker game set in space. And so now it has a little bit more like, well, one, it fits the theme of the game a little bit more, because there's literally nothing connecting the rest of the game to space, so that was totally random. And so now it's set in an actual Backrooms level, which makes a lot more sense. And it has a lot more just sort of style and atmosphere to it than it did when it was just like planets in a row. And then if you have seen the last episode, you'll notice that we moved the menu bar from down at the bottom here over to the side, more like EVE Online. And it still has all of the same functionality. I don't want to click this one because it'll take me back to the void space. But right now, this menu and this menu, it's hard to click on it when I'm far away like this, are both opened with the Alt key. I think I'm gonna add them to buttons on here. And then there's also, if you press R, it'll also reset your position. So if you come all the way out here into the nothingness of the ocean, then you can just press the R key and it'll bring you back over to here. And then that way you don't have to worry about moving all the way back at this speed. And that way it's just real easy to reset your camera. I'll probably add some sort of menu. Well, actually, no, I'll probably just add that to here, actually. I'll just add the first base's location here, and then I need to set this up to actually populate based on the level, because this is just like straight up put on, like these are all just put here manually. I need to have it automatically detect which stations you have available and then allow you to jump to those. And then I think also, because this was part of the plan for the original space clicker game, and it's how I was gonna tie it into the game at all, because like I said, the rest of the game has nothing to do with space, and so being in the Backrooms and underwater fits the theme of the game way better. But something that I was gonna do was, while you were mining the planets, you would discover like these sort of research nodes that would have like manuscripts and voice recordings and things like that would talk about different SCPs and the different lore and things like that. And so I think I'm going to add that to this, and as you collect resources and as you collect spice, occasionally you'll collect like SCP research nodes, and then you'll get to learn about that SCP. It'll have like a voiceover and things like that. And then what I also want to do, I think, because this area technically isn't an actual part of the game world, like this game mode will be, when the game launches, there will be a version of this game mode that's like directly interactable in first person. You can go to the location in first person. This is going to be a separate level from that. It'll be the same like scoring and like save system and everything, so your progress will be the same in both, but it'll essentially just be a separate map. And so because of that, I can use this map and make things a little bit more, like I don't have to worry about things like continuity quite as much. And so I think something that I want to build somewhere in the ocean here is a sort of like, if you've seen Atomic Heart, spoiler alert for Atomic Heart, but towards the end of the game, they show how the whole point of the Atomic Heart project is like mind control, and they have all of those people in those cells. If I remember, I'll put it on screen right now. But I essentially want to build something like that, like essentially just a wall of like different cells and things, but then I want to fill them with SCPs and then have it like an underwater containment facility. And then as you unlock research for each of the SCPs, it'll unlock the equivalent like actual SCP in that cell, and so you'll have that as like a sort of trophy. Okay, so if this is set up correctly, then anytime an ant is spawned, it should cast to the player and increase the total gold per second by 1. Although this is... does this work? Let's see. We'll grab a drone and we'll grab some food. I didn't grab food. And so then when we add a drone here, we should start getting 1 per second. Okay, so I did something wrong. Okay, I was casting to the wrong thing. Now this should work. So now whenever we spawn a second one, no, it's still not working. I don't know why this isn't... Oh, you know what? This is why they're not walking out. But I doubt that fixes the DPS problem. But let's test it the right way and see if it does make any difference. So we'll spawn another drone, and then we'll see what happens. Because like the idea is that you start off with it being a clicker like this, and then as you upgrade it, as with most clickers, it eventually becomes like an auto click. No, so this part's working properly, but the actual value's not. I guess I could add print string to see if it's just not updating here, because that is possible. Does that fix it? Nope. Oh, maybe it's this. Is that where it's failing? Really? Why not? Why does this not work? Oh, is it literally because these aren't connected? Really? Okay, so this should just increase 1 coin every second, right? Really? Does that fix it? Am I just overcomplicating it? I'm so fucking stupid. I need to go to bed, it's too late. Okay, well, functionally it's working, but it's not adding. Alright, well, this is becoming more and more scuffed by the minute, but let's see if that works. It does. Okay, we finally got it. That's super scuffed, but you know what? If it works, and that's what's important. So now, we basically just need to add a way to upgrade this in like a meaningful capacity. So then if we come here, we can cast this. Can I cast this to the bucket directly? Should be able to. And then... yeah. So this should work. So whenever I add a drone now, it should increase the AFK value, theoretically. Where did that drone go? Is it in here? Is it not spawning? No, it is. I don't know why it's getting stuck in there, but... I don't know why that was busted for a minute, but let's see. So we're getting 1 per second. We'll wait and add another drone, but I think this is the same rate. Yeah, it definitely is. What is not working? I mean, again, this is gonna be super scuffed, but I think I can do this. Oh wait. No, not here. We want to add another one. Add a new variable. Bring this down here. And set that to that. Yeah, I haven't used it yet. Come on, Unreal. You don't need to do this. I literally created the variable half a second ago. And I actually lied. That's not what we want. We want to get this. And then we want to bring that down here. So if true, then we want to do this. And then we want to set it to false. Right? I think. And then we want to come here, and instead of doing this, and then we want to cast this to the player. And then we want to set new drone to true. That's not what I want. And get rid of that. And then this should function properly. So let's test it. Never mind. I need to... Alright. Now let's try that again. And then when I add a second drone, we need to see... Oh, hold on. Okay, it is working. I think it got increased to 2 on start. Probably because it defaults to true, actually. Why did I put that? Does that fix it? Yes. And then we do this. No. Wait, when did that... Okay, well, it is working. It's working as intended. The more drones you have, the more AFK you get. And then that goes along with this too. Although I don't know if my boosts are working. Although I guess it's only pulled in 9. You're supposed to get a boost in your collection. There's a 10% for every spice that you get. Let's just actually run the game for a second and see. I think it's set to like a jump between 1 and 300, so it should be pretty noticeable. Right now, the building materials don't do anything. You can just sort of drop them in. And so we need to come up with an actual use for these, because I need to figure out how exactly this is going to tie into the rest of the sort of base game. Because I obviously you're gonna get skills increase from this. That's what most of the mini games are gonna do. They're gonna increase your different skills and stats. But I don't know if these resources will just be like one-to-one resources that you'll have available in the survival, like the actual survival game mode, or if they're just going to be kind of localized to this system, and then there will be some sort of conversion, but at a lower rate, because I feel like the inflation with this style of game mode increases like super quickly. Because I think for the base game, the currency is going to be credits, And for these mini games, we've been using VEC, which I don't even remember what it's. Is it virtual exchange credits? I think that's what VEC stands for. And so, the joke is it's kind of like the cryptocurrency version. It's it's the cryptocurrency version of the currency in this world, and so that's why it's hyperinflated. You get a lot and it's basically worthless. But I need to find like an actual use for this in the actual like survival game. I think this is probably where we're gonna end it here for tonight. Like I keep saying, I'm really happy with where this is right now. I've been wanting to have like an EVE Online style game, and well, not an EVE Online style game, but a mini game that uses the sort of menu based mechanics that EVE has. And I feel like this captures that pretty well. Like, especially right now with everything looking like shit, the fact that it still like actually looks pretty cool to like even to just sit here and just watch this. And so I need to look into more idle games, because the only ones that I really play, the only one I really play actually is Egg Inc. So I need to look into what other kind of features that I can add to this. I think I do want to add some sort of city builder mechanic around it, where you can like actually expand this base and you can build buildings that have actual functions. But I'm just not sure yet. But I think that's probably where we're gonna end it for tonight. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more. Check out the second channel for the scripted, more informative content, and I will see you next time.